Alright, we are back now for turn 22, and we are preparing to see some action tear across the Eastern Front. Russia is still pushing in, trying to make some inroads into Austria, not having a whole lot of success though. See, moving through these mountain passes is pretty difficult. Russians are once more trying to get situated around Przemysl, bringing some artillery up to bear. Although that artillery is still level 0, so it's not going to be tremendously effective. You can see we got a pretty good line here in Poland. This is East Prussia, where the Russians are starting to have to face some serious opposition from Hindenburg. We're going to start falling back towards Kovno now. Here we have the Mid-Eastern Front. Where the British are trying to make some dents in that Ottoman defense. The end goal of this offensive is going to be Jerusalem. That commander up there at the very north, between those two artillery pieces, is Brusilov. Here we have a Russian air recon fighter trying to do some damage to a German HQ. He manages to do one hit. That's going to pretty much wrap up the action on the Eastern Front. You can see that Austrian defensive line is pretty solid in this area and then over to the west. Alright, so on the Western Front, Britain and France are starting to look at how they might be able to help their Russian allies by distracting the Germans. We're seeing some our first air warfare going on. We're going to gradually start seeing fighter planes show up on both sides on the Western Front. They'll start taking a role. And also Italy joined the Entente this turn. So they're going to start factoring into Austria's multiple dilemmas here shortly. We'll see some Italian units start showing up as they mobilize for war. You can see that they're really only faced off by mostly Austrian garrisons, so Italy's going to hold the initiative here at the very beginning of this new front. That wraps up our replay. See the bunch of notifications about Italy joining. One of Kitchener's new army units, of course, deployed. The French Foreign Legion is deployed. Alright, so we have decision here to make about whether we want Austria to try and sabotage Italian boats. We're going to say yes. It's a pretty cheap cost to have the frogmen start going out and trying to blow up ships in Italian ports. You can also kind of notice down here at the bottom, Germany is now significantly ahead of Austria in its income. That's largely because of how much Austria has lost from cities in Galicia and the minefields there. I'm sorry, not the minefield, the oil fields there. So that will wrap up this turn. Stay tuned for the next, and we should start seeing a pretty major push from the Centrals against Russia before too much longer.